Dawn breaks over the vast expanse of the Port Meridian Grain Terminal. Captain Anya Petrova, with over 2 decades navigating the world's oceans, guides her massive bulk carrier, the Harvest Queen, towards the colossal loading docks. This isn't just any port, this is where the world's breadbasket meets its hungry consumers. Anya knows the next 24 hours will be a dance of precision, power, and patience. Her crew, typically numbering around 30 on such a large vessel, prepares for one of the most complex operations in maritime shipping. Their mission: load a staggering amount of grain, and be underway by tomorrow morning. For centuries, the loading and unloading of bulk cargo, like grain, has been a laborious process, often taking several days. Yet, here at Port Meridian, they aim for something extraordinary: to fully load a ship carrying between 50,000 and 200,000 tons of grain in under 24 hours. This audacious goal is a testament to modern engineering, meticulous planning, and relentless dedication. Marcus, the terminal operations manager, has overseen countless such operations. He knows the stakes: every minute counts in the intricate global supply chain that brings food to millions. Unlike neatly packaged containers, bulk grain presents a unique challenge. Imagine a cargo hold full of wheat or sorghum. It behaves less like a solid and more like a highly explosive fluid. This characteristic makes the loading process incredibly delicate and time-consuming if not managed correctly. Improper distribution can lead to the cargo shifting in rough seas, potentially capsizing the ship. The grain itself, often categorized as HSS heavy grains, soybeans, and sorghums, has an approximate stowage factor of 50 cubic feet per ton, a critical calculation for stability. The Harvest Queen is a specialized dry bulk carrier, designed specifically for these immense loads. While some bulk carriers are geared, meaning they have integral cranes for loading and unloading, the Harvest Queen is gearless, relying entirely on the advanced equipment of the Port Meridian Terminal. This terminal is a marvel of engineering, boasting sophisticated conveyor and spout systems designed for rapid transfer. It's a strategic advantage, allowing for far greater flow rates than ships relying on their own, often slower, equipment. To understand the speed of grain loading, it's helpful to compare it to container ships. A modern container terminal can handle over 100 containers per hour, with the largest ships carrying over 24,000 TEU, or 20-foot equivalent units. The record for containers loaded on a single ship stands at 22,233 TEU. Stripping and reloading a container ship can take just 24 hours. While impressive, loading millions of tons of loose grain, which behaves unpredictably, presents an entirely different logistical puzzle, demanding a unique approach to safety and distribution. With the Harvest Queen securely docked, the giant ship loaders spring into action. These highly efficient machines are the heart of the terminal's speed. Materials are transferred from massive hoppers to upper conveyors, then moved to a spout at the end of a boom, which drops the cargo directly into the ship's cavernous holds. Marcus explains that initial flow rates can begin swiftly, but must be constantly adjusted. All going well, these systems can achieve flow rates of up to 2,500 tons per hour, a rate that quickly adds up to tens of thousands of tons. The sheer volume of grain entering the ship demands constant vigilance over its stability. Captain Petrova's bridge crew works in tandem with the terminal. Ballast control is paramount. As grain fills the holds, seawater is pumped in and out of ballast tanks to maintain the ship's trim and list, preventing undue stress on the hull. This isn't just about keeping the ship upright, it's about evenly distributing the immense weight across the vessel's structure, a complex art of dynamic fluid management that occurs throughout the entire 24-hour loading window. Beyond ballast, stress monitoring is another critical layer of safety. Sophisticated sensors embedded throughout the Harvest Queen structure provide real-time data on hull stresses. Too much weight concentrated in one area, or an uneven distribution, could warp or even fracture the hull. This data is continuously communicated between the ship and the terminal, allowing Marcus's team to adjust flow rates and spout positions. The delicate balance ensures the ship can withstand the rigors of its journey across the oceans, even when carrying immense bulk loads of grain. Once the grain begins to fill a hold, it's not simply dropped in a pile. Cargo trimming is essential.
This involves carefully spreading the grain evenly across the hold to prevent shifting at sea and to maximize capacity. Specialized trimming equipment, often integrated into the loading spouts, helps distribute the grain. This is part of the cargo spread planning, a meticulous strategy for how grain is delivered across multiple holds. Without proper trimming, the highly explosive fluid nature of grain becomes a significant danger, even in calm waters. The speed of loading also hinges on precise hold sequence planning. Rather than filling one hold completely then moving to the next, the grain is distributed across multiple holds in a carefully choreographed sequence. This staggered approach helps manage the ship's stress and stability throughout the process. Marcus's team collaborates with Captain Petrova's officers to determine the optimal sequence, ensuring that the ship remains balanced and safe, even as tens of thousands of tons of grain are rapidly added to its cargo spaces. It is a continuous calculation, requiring flexibility. The air draft, the distance from the water to the highest point of the vessel, is a constantly changing variable that influences flow rates. As the ship takes on more grain, it sinks deeper into the water, reducing the air draft. The loading spouts must be continuously adjusted to accommodate this change, ensuring the grain can still be delivered efficiently without obstruction. This dynamic adjustment requires precise controls and communication between the terminal operators and the ship's crew, adding another layer of complexity to the rapid loading process. Even the most advanced terminal cannot control the elements. Weather conditions, strong winds, rain, or even extreme temperatures can significantly impact loading times. Rain, for example, can affect the moisture content of grain, requiring adjustments to handling procedures. High winds can make precise spout positioning difficult and increase the risk of spillage. Marcus and his team constantly monitor forecasts, sometimes having to temporarily halt or reduce flow rates to ensure safety and cargo quality. It's a reminder that even with cutting-edge tech, nature holds sway. Before, during, and after loading, grain sample testing is a continuous process. Quality is paramount. Samples are taken at various stages to ensure the grain meets strict international standards for moisture, purity, and freedom from pests. Any deviation can lead to delays or even rejection of the cargo. The swift loading process does not compromise on this vigilance. In fact, integrated sampling systems ensure that quality checks are performed without slowing down the flow. This commitment ensures that the cargo arriving at its destination is fit for purpose. While technology drives the speed, the human element remains irreplaceable. Marcus's team of operators meticulously controls the ship loaders, conveyor belts, and storage silos. Captain Petrova's officers are constantly monitoring the ship's stability and communicating changes. The coordination between these two teams, ship and terminal, is seamless and crucial. They are the eyes and ears, making real-time decisions, responding to sensor data, and maintaining a constant dialogue. This synergy ensures the complicated art of loading a bulk carrier is executed flawlessly. Even with meticulous planning, the unexpected can occur. As Hansen from Transmarine once noted, "You don't plan on stuff like that." Imagine a scenario at 2 a.m. where an unexpected issue arises, perhaps a problem with a hold, or an issue with previously loaded cargo. The terminal and ship must be ready to react swiftly. This might involve removing the ship from the dock, shifting it to a lay berth, bringing in cranes to discharge cargo, cleaning holds, and then re-inspecting before returning to the grain dock. Such out-of-the-ordinary things test everyone's mettle. Hours pass, but the pace at Port Meridian remains relentless. Under the glow of floodlights, the towering ship loaders continue their work, funneling grain into the yawning holds of the Harvest Queen. The initial surge of activity has settled into a steady, powerful rhythm. Marcus and his team monitor the process from a central control room, watching flow rates, stress indicators, and cargo spread on multiple screens. Below, Captain Petrova receives regular updates from her chief officer, ensuring the ship's internal systems are perfectly calibrated for the ever-increasing load. The Harvest Queen is a vessel of immense proportions. Ships of this class, like the Megamax-class container ships that measure nearly 400 meters in length and 61.4 meters in width, represent the pinnacle of maritime engineering.
While container ships carry standardized boxes, bulk carriers like the Harvest Queen are designed with large open holds, ready to swallow hundreds of thousands of tons of unpackaged cargo. These vessels, often categorized as very large or carriers or Chinamax vessels, are crucial for transporting vast amounts of raw materials, including grain, across global distances. As the 24-hour mark approaches, the intensity subtly increases. The final holds are being topped off, requiring even finer adjustments to trimming and ballasting. The air draft is now at its minimum, demanding careful management of the loading spouts. Every detail is double-checked, every calculation re-verified. The communication between Captain Petrova and Marcus becomes even more frequent, ensuring absolute alignment on the final tons being loaded. This critical phase demands the utmost focus, as any misstep could jeopardize the entire operation, or worse, the ship's safety. And then, with a quiet efficiency that belies the scale of the operation, it's done. The last ton of grain flows into the Harvest Queen. The ship loaders retract, and the conveyors fall silent. Marcus gives a nod of satisfaction. Captain Petrova, watching from her bridge, sees her vessel now sitting heavy and low in the water, a testament to the thousands of tons it now carries. From the moment of arrival, Port Meridian and the Harvest Queen team have achieved their goal, an entire bulk carrier loaded with grain in under 24 hours. A testament to human ingenuity and technological prowess. Even after loading, the work isn't entirely finished. Final checks are conducted, hatches are sealed, and the vessel undergoes a thorough inspection to ensure everything is secured for its long voyage. The Port Meridian team then swiftly prepares the dock for the next vessel, ensuring a smooth turnover. For Captain Petrova, the journey now begins. Her ship, laden with vital grain, will soon set sail, joining the global network of bulk carriers that transport these essential commodities across oceans, feeding nations and fueling economies worldwide, a critical part of everyday life. The ability to load a bulk carrier in under 24 hours is a significant leap from traditional methods that often took several days. This speed is not just about efficiency, it has profound economic implications. Faster turnaround times at port mean lower costs for shipping companies, which translates to more affordable goods for consumers. It also means less congestion in busy ports and a more responsive supply chain capable of reacting quickly to global demand for essential foodstuffs. This relentless pursuit of speed underpins global trade. From ports like Port Meridian, bulk carriers transport grain to every corner of the world. Dura, a type of millet cultivated in Asia and Africa, is often moved in bags over shorter sea distances, but the vast majority of international grain trade relies on these colossal bulk carriers. These ships are the unsung heroes of global food security, ensuring that wheat from one continent can become bread on another. Their voyages are long and often challenging, requiring resilient vessels and skilled crews to brave the open seas, a journey made possible by efficient terminals. What does the future hold for grain terminals and bulk shipping? The drive for even greater efficiency continues. Innovations in automation, AI-driven predictive maintenance, and further integration between ship and shore systems promise to reduce loading times even further, while enhancing safety. The goal remains the same: to move vital commodities with unprecedented speed and precision, ensuring the world's growing population has access to the food it needs. The silent giants of the sea and the colossal terminals that serve them will continue to evolve, pushing boundaries. Consider the immense scale. A single bulk carrier can transport between 50,000 and 200,000 tons of loose grain. To put that in perspective, imagine a vast field of wheat being harvested and then magically transported into the belly of one ship. This makes efficient and reliable handling systems absolutely essential. Without modern grain terminals, the sheer volume of grain that moves globally each day would overwhelm ports and cripple supply chains, leading to widespread shortages and economic instability. The bulk carrier's role is understated, yet profound. Bulk carriers have evolved dramatically since their inception. Early vessels were small, and their loading operations were rudimentary and manual. Today, ships like the Harvest Queen are purpose-built giants, specifically designed to carry unpackaged cargo such as coal, ore, and grain. They are the backbone of global trade for dry bulk goods. Their design, featuring large, open holds, is optimized for high-volume loading and safe transport of these challenging materials. This specialization is what allows for the rapid turnaround times seen at advanced terminals like Port Meridian, a far cry from the ships of old. Before the Harvest Queen can set sail, there's a crucial piece of documentation, the Document of Authorization, as required by the International Grain Code, SALAS Regulation 6 Part C, Regulation 9. This document certifies that the ship is compliant with specific international safety regulations for carrying grain. It's not just a formality, it's a critical assurance that the vessel and its crew are prepared to manage the unique risks associated with transporting bulk grain. This compliance is essential for insurance, port entry, and, most importantly, the safety of the entire voyage. The journey of grain from field to ship is also governed by complex agreements. In the grain trade, specific voyage charter forms are generally used. These contracts, often highly specialized, are tailored to particular loading areas and types of grain. They define everything from cargo type and quantity to loading rates and demurrage clauses, compensation for delays. Marcus's work at the terminal is a direct fulfillment of these charter party forms, executing the agreed-upon loading efficiently to avoid costly penalties and maintain the seamless flow of international commerce.
The under 24-hour loading is a symphony of interconnected systems.
From the initial arrival protocol to the final securing of the hatches, every step is integrated. The terminal's robust infrastructure, featuring silos holding vast quantities of grain, connects seamlessly to the conveyor belts and ship loaders. These systems are not isolated, they communicate, adapt, and respond in real time, orchestrated by human expertise. This intricate network of physical and digital technologies is the true secret behind Port Meridian's extraordinary efficiency, allowing for such rapid turnaround times. While specific records for grain loading are rarely publicized in the same way as container ship TEU counts, the achievement of loading a bulk carrier in under 24 hours places Port Meridian among the elite facilities globally. The dedication to pushing these boundaries reflects an industry striving for constant improvement. It contrasts sharply with the challenges faced by vessels like the Bergestal, which, despite its massive size, could only access two specific ports when fully loaded due to its gigantic dimensions.
Every innovation in efficiency opens new possibilities.
While Port Meridian utilizes conveyor and spout systems for maximum speed, other methods exist. Some grain terminals use floating elevators, which load cargo via clamshell buckets from barges into a vessel anchored alongside. This process, while effective for certain scenarios, typically doesn't match the continuous, high-volume flow rates achievable with modern conveyor spout systems at a dedicated dock. The choice of loading method depends on port infrastructure, vessel type, and logistical needs, but for sheer speed and capacity, Port Meridian's approach is hard to beat. The grain leaving Port Meridian today, on board Captain Petrova's Harvest Queen, will likely travel thousands of miles to reach its destination. It might be used for food products, animal feed, or industrial applications.
This single loading operation, completed with such precision and speed, is a microcosm of the global trade network that underpins modern civilization.
It's a network that relies on the dedication of crews at sea, the efficiency of port operators, and the ingenuity of engineers who constantly seek new ways to optimize the movement of goods. For Marcus, the terminal manager, and Captain Anya Petrova, the successful loading is just one operation in a long career. But each one reinforces the dedication to their craft. They represent the countless individuals who work around the clock, in ports and on ships worldwide, ensuring that vital resources reach where they are needed most. Their work often goes unnoticed, but without it, the global economy would grind to a halt. The 24-hour turnaround is not just a technical feat, it's a testament to unwavering commitment and a shared understanding of profound responsibility. The capacity and speed of modern grain terminals define contemporary bulk grain handling. Transferring loose cargo, wheat, maize, sorghum, and other coarse grains, between vessels and onshore storage or processing facilities requires advanced, efficient, and reliable systems. The ability to handle vessels carrying 50,000 to 200,000 tons in a single day is essential for smooth port operations and meeting global demand. Without this efficiency, the entire global supply chain would falter under the weight of its own demands.
Speed is not a luxury, it's a necessity.
The journey of grain through the terminal is a sophisticated dance. From massive storage silos, it moves via conveyor belts or air slides, undergoing quality checks and weight controls. For grain shipped in 20-foot containers, specialized stuffing devices with integrated scales allow for quick and safe loading, eliminating the need to transport containers to separate scales. However, for the immense volumes handled by bulk carriers, the integrated conveyor and spout systems remain the gold standard, directly transferring grain from shore facilities into the ship's massive holds, eliminating intermediate steps. Grain is a vital commodity, used to produce food and countless other products around the world. The speed and efficiency demonstrated at Port Meridian ensures that this critical resource is always on the move. From the vast grain-producing regions where it's harvested, to the global ports where it's loaded, and finally to the destinations where it sustains populations, every link in this chain is crucial. The ability to load a bulk carrier in under 24 hours is not just a logistical triumph, it's a cornerstone of global stability and human well-being. What we've witnessed at Port Meridian is a technological ballet, a precise, coordinated effort where colossal machinery, intricate data systems, and skilled human operators move in perfect harmony.
It's a dance that has transformed the face of bulk shipping, turning what was once a multi-day ordeal into a single-day marvel.
This level of synchronization is only possible through continuous investment in infrastructure, constant training of personnel, and an unwavering commitment to operational excellence. The world watches, and depends, on these silent spectacles of industry.
The loading of the Harvest Queen is just one node in an incredibly complex and vast global network.
Beyond the ship and the terminal, an entire ecosystem of farmers, traders, logistics experts, and maritime agencies works tirelessly to ensure that grain moves seamlessly across continents.
This unseen network, powered by advanced technology and human ingenuity, is what makes the under 24-hour loading possible. It's a reminder that every loaf of bread, every bowl of cereal, has a journey of epic proportions, relying on these industrial giants.
Modern grain terminals leverage vast amounts of data to achieve their incredible speed. From real-time inventory levels in silos to predictive models for weather and traffic, every decision is informed by analytics. Flow rates are precisely controlled, stress points are constantly monitored, and potential bottlenecks are identified before they can cause delays. This data-driven approach allows for dynamic adjustments, optimizing every aspect of the loading process and helping to maintain the under 24-hour goal, even in the face of unforeseen circumstances.
Data is the invisible hand guiding the operation.
The speed and scale of operations at Port Meridian are built upon a legacy of continuous innovation in maritime transport.
From the earliest sailing ships to today's ultra-large bulk carriers and container vessels, humanity has always sought more efficient ways to move goods across water. The 24-hour grain loading isn't just a fleeting record, it's another milestone in this ongoing quest.
It pushes the boundaries of what's possible, setting new standards for efficiency and reliability in global trade, securing the future for generations to come, as our world grows more interconnected. As Captain Anya Petrova navigates the Harvest Queen out of Port Meridian, loaded to capacity with precious grain, she carries more than just cargo. She carries the hopes of farmers, the demands of markets, and the sustenance for distant populations. Her ship is a floating testament to human ingenuity, a vessel that, in a mere 24 hours, transformed from an empty hull into a vital link in the world's food chain. And soon, another ship will arrive, and the intricate ballet of precision, power, and speed will begin anew, ensuring the continuous flow of life's essential resources.